I'm Ashton Addison from the Crypto Coin Show, and today on Blockchain Interviews we have Xin Yan, co-founder of Sign. Xin, welcome to the show, and thanks for taking the time.
Thank you, Ashton.
Yeah, I know you and your team have been working on Sign, and it has evolved over the years for many years now, and there's now becoming a warm up to digital assets and blockchain technology by governments, nation states, and it might be time that they start integrating this into their governments and for the citizens. And I know that's part of what you and the team at Sign have been working on, and that's super exciting to see blockchain actually getting integrated into society at the highest levels of government as well. I just wanted to lay that out to set the stage, but I would love to start out with a little bit on what you and the team have been building at Sign, how it relates to that, and then we can dive into all the latest details.
Thank you, Ashton. I'll do a brief intro. So me and my co-founders, we founded Sign almost 5 years ago. Like we've been through many different waves in the crypto world. In the very beginning, we started this company at the Web3 wave, at the Web3 hype actually. So like we're thinking about, okay, we're gonna build a lot of interesting application with Web3 technology to replace Web2, but later there's some obvious bottleneck, but the product is good. So we in the very beginning, our first product is eSign, is actually a contract signing application, and with pure like cryptography backing it, and so we'll ship it within a year. And in the bear market, like 2022, 2023, we want to build more crypto native scenarios, more centering assets. So we built token table, which becomes the largest token distribution platform. Right now, we're providing services to 60% of the um, token get listed on centralized exchanges, and we have been distributing $2 billion dollar worth of assets to users across I think more than 40 million unique addresses.
Well,
So that that's the product who start to generate revenue for us. And start from early this year, we have so basically we think, okay, technology is good enough. Like we already built enough. We have the attestation part, which is verified contracts, verified whatever, and we also have the token distribution part. We want to basically tap into more traditional world. We want to see where the user can come from. So right now we're focusing on pushing or leading the blockchain adoption at the government level.
yeah, it's really exciting, and I like that first product, the this signature. I feel like there's a lot of Web2 products that make a lot of money, like huge revenue, DocuSign and these companies, and we need blockchain alternatives that you can actually just prove it on the blockchain, because the way that it proves it in Web2 apps right now is not very good. You're sort of relying on some centralized party. So, but more importantly, getting the revenue to then work on something as huge as getting blockchain integrated at the highest levels of government, that is huge for countries that are looking to innovate and stay on top of the digital world. Can you talk about how Sign actually helps governments integrate blockchain, and what does that mean in the real world?
Yeah, true. This is something very new. Like I want to explain from the very beginning. So recently, by the way, recently we launched a white paper, basically talk about all of these, why and the how and our product offerings. Basically, we'll give it a new name. It's called Sovereign Infra for Global Nations, which is SIGN. So which is also a sign. And the white part is very interesting because for me, like I've been working in crypto for 7, 8 years. I've been through so if I go through those long, I realize, okay, the audience of the stage of this industry is keep changing, right? In the very beginning, all the crypto guys are basic crypto geeks. They basically were fantasizing a pure decentralized world, a pure P2P cash system. We're thinking about we're gonna massively, we're like fast, like move everything on chain, but it didn't happen. right? So we have to understand why, right? Like say in the Web3 hype is also same, like why it didn't happen because of firstly, not everybody can be responsible for their private keys. It's
Mm,
obvious, right? So a lot of people, like maybe your friends, your parents, they're just
mhm.
scared, right? So like they think, okay, living in the traditional world is also good. I don't want to like enter the scary like dark forest, right? So also like secondly, crypto right now have very limited use cases, right? So it's hard to tell people, okay, what crypto can do, right? Like other than like buy meme coins or do perp trading, like what can crypto do? It's hard to
Mhm,
explain to people.
mhm,
And the reason for now we have this bottleneck of blockchain adoption, I would say, um, is the largest hurdle is so firstly, where the user come from, right? User come from
mhm,
traditional world, right? So like everybody basically live in a sovereign nation, which is hierarchical structure system. But in on blockchain, it's a flat system, it's a decentralized system, it's a permissionless system. So these two systems inherently are different. So basically,
mhm,
there's two ideological things, and it's hard for them to work together. That's why all the governments are scared of blockchain, right? So government so they basically have very negative attitude to blockchain for the past years, and gradually this year they started to like start from US, I would say, they started to embrace
mhm,
blockchain. And the problem for me, like the shit, the attitude shit for me is I realize, okay, so sovereign nation gonna exist, right? So it's a bunch of people living together,
mhm,
so they need to think of a hierarchical structure to make decisions, to provide public services, right? There's not people just like you and me, there's older people, there's disabled people that we need
mhm,
a system to take care of them.
mhm,
So we need a hierarchical system. We can't just decentralize everything and tell everybody to be responsible for a thing. And because we're not there's somebody need help. So from that from this understanding, I start to think about, okay, how can we turn blockchain, we're making sure when we talk to the governments, we show the benefits. Okay, what can blockchain help you, like it's like a cost efficiency is providing like
mhm,
the robust system to provide like public services to a country and help you like do fundraising. You can not you can now like fundraising on the other stuff where you don't sell all your natural resources, where you tokenize them and sell tokens,
mhm,
right, for fundraising. So I start to think about, okay, how we can we demonstrate the benefit of crypto adoption while addressing the concerns of governments. The government
mhm,
have a lot of concerns. They worry about money laundering. They worry about like say people losing money, and
mhm.
they want to protect their people. So right now we focusing on building a system that like compatible with both parts.
Mhm.
And so that's the that's the idea why we are think about this. And I think, by the way, me were in crypto, but 99% of people
Mhm.
still don't have a cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
So like so there's a huge, I would say there's a huge market, right? In a sense, and there's a huge blue ocean. And so right now we're start to work with different governments, and we start to offering them like a blockchain stuff. And we basically build a stack of protocol, a start
Mhm.
a product, stack of product. We start to, we in the very beginning we start to talk about identity, but later I realized asset is always the core thing,
Mhm.
core offering. Okay? So like in a sense, it like in crypto, you and me, we all can launch a coin. But in traditional world, like I mean, sovereign nations are the largest coin launcher. I
Yeah,
mean,
for
they
sure.
most coins, and and so like so our first offering is how can we use blockchain technology to make your coin better, right? To
Mm.
make circulating faster, settlement make settlement fast, settle faster, and have more like international transactions. So right now we talk to many countries, we build a like solution like So we have, by the way, where are you from? So most of the country, they have something called capital control. So money have a certain level of control to move in and out, right? So there's naturally a lot of fiat currency will have two parts, onshore and offshore. So onshore part, so the it's completely governed by banks. So we start to build central bank digital currency CBDC for them, and so especially for a lot of small countries, there's no problem for them to push a CBDC because most of countries haven't digitized their currency, and helping them digitize their currency by a comprehensive CBDC system has three layers: central bank, commercial banks, and end users. Right. So in Singapore, they have something called Pay Now. In Korea, they have Samsung Pay. In China, Alipay. But right now, we're basically building the similar user experience system that integrates with central bank, commercial bank. In central bank, we build them a client. So in the client, say, central bank basically control tokenomics, right? And you're now able to, okay, let me just turn up, turn on the yield interest a little bit higher, or like they can control tokenomics. That's their job. And for commercial banks, they basically give them a set of APIs they can plug into this. They can do cross bank transaction, and retail they scan the QR code and make payment, which is like Venmo or Zelle or like all the other stuff. So we want to offer this as a completed system, and it's also very simple and to like a country. And after one or two countries start to deploy it, also helping them do stablecoin version of this, basically the offshore part of the money. And if there's two stablecoin, like on-chain, on public blockchain, we can easily build a forex, right? But that's the later stuff. We'll start from the early stuff. So the future we're seeing is that there will be a lot of stable coins. There will not be blockchain fiat currencies, and not all of them are going to be US dollar, right? So this is the future we think is going to happen, and we're helping them. And the good news is because we're going to sign contract with the first country. They have like almost 10 million people within 2 weeks. So what I'm saying is we're not just thinking. We actually talk to central banks, and we're getting our first contract. So we're very excited about this. And let me just finish. It's a little bit too long, but I think this is a continuous conversation. So the first system is money system, and based on money system, like they will need their own blockchain, right? So because they don't want people to pay gas fee on ETH or Solana, and we built them a blockchain as they need, and they need to understand who's using their system, who's using their assets. So they naturally need a crypto compatible version digital ID. We also built for them as part of the module in this money system. So this is our offering at the moment, and we're just talking to many, and really looking for opportunities for this like nationwide adoption. And I think Ripple haven't done this, Solana haven't done this, and we're going to be the first crypto company doing this and have this experience, and we can go to more countries.
Yeah, no, it's very exciting, Xin, and that makes complete sense with the asset being the most important way to have financial prosperity for the country, moving into a CBDC or a more utopian version using blockchain of the digital currency. I'm curious, where do you see North America versus Asia, and then the size of the countries as well, in how ready they are for this kind of technology to bring in a digital asset on a sovereign blockchain?
Yeah, I would say the world is very different. So like say, especially for like a central bank digital currency, have a lot of it's gonna be controversial. Like say in the US, the most concern is firstly is about privacy, right? So like but actually don't worry about it. Like in the central bank digital currency design, it's easy to add a privacy layer to it. So like the government cannot see everything. It's actually easy. Like government don't really want to see everything. So and secondly, there's a problem of more about the economical plan, right? So basically, central bank is printing money, and or like to make it sound better, is they're controlling market money supply, and they're not they basically they give money to they lend money to commercial banks, and commercial bank distribute this money to whoever really need money to
Mhm.
stimulate to incentivate to incubate this economy, and there's there's a academical problem like this. If a government is very big, like if central bank is too powerful, central bank can directly reach to the retails, and the
Mhm.
commercial bank will feel very sad. But it's actually commercial bank's role to because they are incentivized to find which project have the best interest, so they get money from the retails and the loan to whoever can do real business and generate real yield, right? So they will they will feel bad. So basically, their space gets squeezed. So that's a major problem debate from the papers I've read. But so if a country too big, it's always very hard. All the commercial bank wouldn't want to push CBDC. Like say China tried to push
Mhm.
CBDC a couple times, but because there's already have many different banks, and many they also have Alipay and WeChat Pay is very strong, so they can't really push it through. And similar, I think, in the US, right? So we have Zelle, we have Venmo. Like if
Mhm.
you build a new one, and why we're using you? Like there's the central bank don't really have the ability to push one product to everybody, right?
Mhm.
So for small banks, small countries, firstly, they don't really have that much commercial bank, and secondly, um, like small country usually they don't really have the capability to build um they even the money the mint wherever they print money, they don't really have a place to print money in I mean
Mhm.
the cash system. They basically they give this job have foreign contractor print money for them, right? So
Mhm.
their system is highly dependent on the other stuff. So right now, if we give them, okay, you can just use this digitized system to digitize your cash, it'll be very easy, and they don't really have that much conflict, and it's very simple and easy for them. So uh, that's uh, that's opportunity where by the way, for these countries, a lot of time there's central banks in these countries also don't have ability to build a digital cash system.
Mhm.
So there we're become a like technical provider. We're integrated with all the international standards. So all the central commercial banking just using our API, and Visa, Mastercard, Union Pay, Nets can also just using our like integrate into our standard. So we're bringing in a lot of these international standard in the crypto side and the traditional banking side into the country.
Mhm.
And by the way, there's also many country. So right now, recently UN talk a lot about like financial inclusion. Right? So a lot of countries they have a good economy, but the world cannot do financial stuff services to the country because we don't know the country. We don't have a lot of country don't have credit system. A lot of
Mhm.
country don't have the transaction histories and stuff. So we don't know them. But once it's digitized, everything can be solved.
Mhm.
And a lot of countries will be merged into this global financial market, and there will be a lot of new opportunities on this.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing that news on the first country and to see how it all plays out as other smaller countries or innovative countries look to integrate the digital assets on chain. And now, with this sovereign blockchain that works with the digital asset, the ID, is that still able to tie in to the public blockchains that we have more easily than like fiat on ramp, off ramp, like going into the liquidity of Ethereum and Solana, or is it sort of still stuck in the fiat to crypto on ramps?
That honestly, that part we haven't tapped into it, but I would say our by our system design, so we'll just build a bridge. So by our default, we offer CBDC with a stable coin. So CBDC will like based on the government's regulation. So like say
Mm-hmm.
every year convert this much of CBDC into a stable coin, and stable coin will be on chain, and you can use stable coin on the DeFi protocols. You can use stable coin in whatever like application is on the international world offshore like
Mm-hmm.
a market. So that's by the way, I think that trend is gonna be very fast. Like soon, like within a year, we're gonna see multiple currency, multiple fiat will be like become stable
Mm-hmm.
coins, and there will be on-chain forex, there will be on-chain multi-currency lending protocol and stuff coming up.
That's
It's
very
very
cool. And with the digital identity that is needed to attach to acquire the CBDCs, I know you mentioned and you emphasized that we don't, 99% of people, they don't want to learn crypto stuff. So I'm assuming that's going to be on the back end. But what are the major barriers to entry and the key points of getting people onboarded? Once the government's on board with building the currency, how can we ensure a seamless transition into the identity system?
um so firstly, like to use CBDC, you have to KYC people, right? So basically, you open a CBDC account, you have to know who you are, and the best like UX is like you already have a digital ID, and you just log in with your digital ID, and they say in Singapore, in UAE, like there's a lot of country already have this kind of services,
Mm-hmm.
and so our job is mostly helping them turn this. So right now, mostly that they're just building OAuth system. Basically means there's a server that controls everybody's data into this one server. So every time when users say, okay, tell the server you give my info to this website and the server do it. It's called OAuth. And basically we're turning this OAuth model into a decentralized way, like it's called verifiable credentials, and we basically will change how this ID system work and make sure it's crypto compatible and making sure openly verifiable. Like say in the future with our system, and your ID is not just like say your citizen from a certain country, also has the tax record, right? So if you pay your tax, and the tax administration will give you a verifiable credential, which means like when you show people this credential, and they can verify the signature by the tax administration also gonna publicize their public keys, and so people can
Mm-hmm.
verify, okay, this credential is actually issued by them. Just like when you open a website right now, it says
Mm-hmm.
HTTPS, so it's also have a verified certificate system. So we're building the system to country, like making sure like in the future, if you want to prove whatever it will be super easy and super easy to verify.
Mm-hmm. It's very cool. And I was reading that there's already over $80 million of projected revenue from Sign and different global partners that you're working with, whether it's this nation country that you're talking about or other partners. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yeah. So this year we're winning like 7 to 8 contracts, and so our business model is simple. Like by the way, our previous product also making money. Like Token Table to make 8 to 10 million every year. Last year made 15, but this year is worse than last year. And eSign is contributing some revenue, and the RWA projects integrating eSign, centralized changes integrating eSign because they don't want their contract to be seen by DocuSign. So
Mm-hmm.
like and for the like sovereign nation like projects. So mostly our revenue firstly come from the bid, like we bid orders, bid contracts from the governments, and the governments will pay us some money. And secondly, for some countries, we'll have a revenue share from the future revenue sources. It's very much like, okay, we go to a country, build them a railway, and we take revenue from the future years. Like say when people use the verifiable credentials, they pay the credential issuers, and we take a cut from the fee. And so we build a like so this year we'll have like a more, I also we're gonna have more than 20 million, and we'll also have basically by this revenue model is a licensed service provider to this country like long term. So we're gonna have sustainable revenue. So
Yeah, well, that's always nice, especially when there's a lot of setup involved in getting nation states into crypto. It's a long process as well. It's not something we can just, start the discussion and close it by next week. So, I know there's a lot of time involved, especially for larger countries. Could take years even.
But for us, like we're a startup, we don't really have time to like
Yeah.
waiting for years. So we're only talking to we're identifying which countries are mostly they're ambitious. They want to become a leader in the neighbor countries. They also love to work with foreigners. So some country their mentality is, okay, you guys are good, but I'm gonna have my guys to learn from you guys and build by
Uh-huh.
ourselves.
Uh-huh.
Like they don't trust like foreign
Hmm.
companies. But some countries like say Abu Dhabi like UAE, they're very like open, right? So like they love to work with foreigners. If you bring the best technology, come here,
Hmm.
and love to work with you guys and say some other countries. So basically, we're talking two level of country. One is the regional leaders. I say
Hmm.
Thailand also for like some work some negotiation for here. Like Thailand has also become the leading country in Southeast Asian
Hmm.
uh, nations. And also like Korea leading East Asia, and
Hmm.
like Barbados leading the Caribbean islands.
Hmm.
So there's many leading countries in different areas. And the second part is also talking to some country, the least developed countries. For these countries, we're basically designing the whole uh, the important digital infrastructure for the country because
Hmm.
there's still a lot of country they don't have a data center. If they want to have like digitized cash, if they want to catch up, provide the best services to their people, they cannot like they will just uh, leapfrogging, right?
Hmm.
They wouldn't go through the credit card ATM system, and they would just go to the latest, the most cost efficiency, the most trustworthy, the most robust system.
Hmm.
Like you cost, so they will offer them this basically blockchain backed enabled system, and we're able to like providing services to the country a lot easier, and everybody just need a smartphone.
Yeah. No, it's awesome
Yeah.
to be able to leapfrog, uh, 75 years of the brick and mortar cash system if you're a developed country or you're innovative, move straight into the future. So it's exciting to hear. I want to ask also about the sign token in cryptocurrency, and I know it's already live. It's probably working within the existing products that are generating revenue. Can you touch on the token and the functionality within the ecosystem?
So the token is basically token have two part of revenue source. One is the economic revenue source, like the economic value. Like we're a revenue generating company, and we basically every half year we use our revenue like about half of our revenue to buy back tokens. And in the first half of this year, we brought back like 12 million and 8 million from the market, 4 million from private investors. And the second half, we'll also do something like this. And secondly, it's about community, right? So we also have spent a lot of time building our own community. We call it Orange Dynasty. Like we love Orange. Like we have a global community, like in a lot of different countries, and say for every it's probably alpha, but I'm not sure how many people are gonna watch this. But for every country we're partnering with, we will do an airdrop to everybody.
Nice.
So our goal is making sure a lot of people their first currency is Sign, and we don't want to like keep just fight mind share with all the other coins. In crypto right now, there's too few people, but too many coins.
Uh-huh.
And I think cryptocurrency will have more value when there's more people having it, using it, understand it, and love it. So we're gonna do airdrop to like our users and the areas we're providing services to, and building this global community. Like eventually, like what we're thinking, like what's the future financial system, money, capital market or money system really works. And yeah, I have this mindset to be a very old-fashioned cryptocurrency guy. I
Mm-hmm.
don't love too complicated tokenomics. I'm not a fan of over financializing things, but I
Mm-hmm.
believe like there's more people holding, there's more people like using it, like a stronger online community will make everything happen.
Yeah, that's very exciting. What's the best way to follow along with that update on the upcoming country that you're announcing in the coming weeks? Check out the Orange Dynasty community and just follow along for all these updates as more countries get involved.
Mostly Twitter. So we will spend most time on Twitter. Like there's two accounts. One is the legit account. The serious account is at East Side. So it was so because our name was East Side, and ETHSIGN. And also we have a community account. The Orange Dynasty is at Sign. And we'll also launch the application just as our community town hall. Like you can get everything in the community account. So it's providing good vibes, not too much serious products, but you see there's full of good vibes from every corner of this world. It's that's pretty amazing thing. Like when I'm tired, I just scrolling the community Twitters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. I can leave a link to both of the X accounts, Twitters, in the show notes below. I'm wishing you and the team all the best on onboarding some of these countries, getting them involved with blockchain, digital asset for the nation, and getting people on chain. And free airdrops are always nice as well. So I'll be following along with those updates. I can leave any other links to new news releases and updates in the show notes below. Wishing you and the team all the best, Xin, on getting more people on chain, and would love to follow up again in the near future.
Thank you, Ashton.